It was a calm morning in the lush green forest. Golden rays of the sun peeked through the leaves, and a gentle, cool breeze swayed the trees. In this forest lived a tiny little ant named Diana. Diana was quick and very hard-working. As soon as morning came, she would set out with her friends to gather food. Everyone would say, "Wow, Diana is the smartest. She finishes so much work early that the rest of us ants get half a break too." But Diana always had questions in her mind. Whenever she saw the peacock dancing, jealousy filled her heart. What a beauty! Everyone watches it, everyone praises it. And me? I'm so tiny that no one even looks my way. When she saw a colorful butterfly flying, she thought, "I wish I had wings like that. I could fly in the sky too." But I always have to crawl on the ground, and when she saw the squirrel leaping from tree to tree, she felt even sadder. They're so free, so happy. Why do I have to live such a trapped life? Slowly, her mind started drifting away from her work. Where she used to gather food first, now she fell behind. Her friends asked, "Diana, what's wrong? Why are you so quiet?" She would just give a faint smile and stay silent. But deep inside, her world was changing. One day, dark clouds suddenly covered the forest. The wind picked up and branches began breaking and falling to the ground. Soon, a fierce storm and heavy rain began. The peacock's feathers became soaked and heavy. Its dance stopped, and it shivered under a tree for shelter. The butterfly's delicate wings got stuck from the rain, and it fell to the ground while trying to fly. The squirrel's tree collapsed, and it shivered on the wet ground as well. The entire forest was in chaos, but underground, the ants' home was completely safe. The tunnels they had built with hard work protected them from the rain and storm. Diana looked around. Everyone was in trouble. Everyone was struggling. Suddenly she realized, now I understand. How foolish I was. Those I envied are the ones in the most trouble today. And us, we are safe. Her heart trembled. For the first time, she felt her own strength. Diana immediately called her entire colony and said, "Friends, this is not just a time for us to stay safe. We have to help everyone who is in trouble." The other ants said, "But we are so small. How can we help them?" Diana smiled and said, "It's true. We are small. But when we work together, we can do the biggest tasks. Remember how we built that huge home together? Today we must show that same strength and courage." Hundreds of ants lined up and went out. Some carefully lifted the butterfly and brought it to a dry spot. Some gathered leaves to make a bed for the squirrel. And some ants worked on the peacock's feathers, removing water so it could lift its head again. All the animals in the forest were amazed at the scene. Such tiny ants, and such big hearts. For the first time, a satisfied smile appeared on Diana's face. The storm slowly began to subside. Sunlight peeked through the clouds. But seeing the forest's condition made everyone's heart sink. Broken trees, washed away soil, and scattered nests were everywhere. The butterfly tried to flap its wings, but they were so wet that it couldn't move. The squirrel shivered in the cold because its home was destroyed. And the peacock, admired by everyone for its beauty, could barely drag its wet, heavy feathers. At that moment, Diana and her team came out again. Diana told her little friends, "There's nothing to fear. Together, we will help them. Remember, when the heart is big, being small doesn't matter." The ants immediately got to work. Some ants gathered dry leaves and grass to cover the butterfly so its wings could dry quickly. Some went to the squirrel and built a temporary nest using small twigs and leaves. And many climbed onto the peacock's feathers, removing water droplets one by one. The animals watched in awe. The squirrel softly said, "Such tiny ants, and look at their courage." When the sun came out brighter and the forest calmed for a while, the butterfly, squirrel, and peacock all surrounded Diana. The butterfly smiled and said, "Diana, without you, I might have given up on my dream of flying. You showed me that real strength is not in wings, but in the heart," the squirrel said emotionally. "I always thought my strength was my tree, but today you taught me that true strength is in helping and supporting others." The peacock slowly lifted its neck and said, "I was always proud of my feathers. But today, I realize that the most beautiful is the one who lives for others. I've never seen beauty like yours, Diana." Hearing all these words, Diana was moved. Her eyes shone. She thought, "Until yesterday, I envied all of them. I thought I was the smallest and weakest. But today, seeing everyone look at me with gratitude, I understand that true value comes from within, not outside." Night fell. The storm had passed, but calmness lingered in the forest. Diana sat at the entrance of her home, looking at the sky. She silently said, "God, I made such a big mistake. I kept comparing myself to others, seeing their beauty and strength and feeling small. But real beauty and strength are in helping. I am small, but today I feel that my little body holds a big heart." Her friends said, "Diana, you made us proud. Today, because of you, we all realized that even small efforts, when done together, can create miracles." The next day, all the forest animals gathered. Though the storm had caused damage, everyone's hearts echoed with the bravery of the ant and her team. Today, we all learned a true lesson in this forest. Strength isn't about size. Real strength comes from the heart and actions. Diana and her team have shown us that all the animals cheered, screaming and jumping in their own animal ways, and honored the ant. Diana lowered her head shyly, but a new light had ignited in her heart. Now she would never compare herself to anyone again. This little story gave you a lesson today. Press the like button and share it with someone who needs it. And tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? I'd love to know.